So let's go ahead and talk about Linkin Park. Very, very recently, they announced a brand new lead singer. Her name is Emily Armstrong. She was the vocalist for a band named Dead Sarah, and they did a couple of live performances, and clips were going around on Twitter, showing you her first cracks at performing some of Chester Bennington's biggest songs. This is, of course, 7 years after the tragic passing of Chester Bennington. And what came out afterwards was that she is affiliated with the Church of Scientology, and she did actually go to a pre-trial hearing for Danny Masterson, which, of course, set off alarm bells all over Twitter, asking people asking, was this necessarily the best move to make, to not make any new music in 7 years? And then all of a sudden you come back and the person that you come back with has a questionable past, and people have questions.
Who cares?
That's what a lot of people are saying. So this is what she said in relation to it. She says, this was a post she put up on her Instagram story after all of this came out. She said, "Hi, I'm Emily. I'm new to so many of you, and I wanted to clear the air about something that happened a while back." I'm going to put the sunscreen here. "Several years ago, I was asked to support someone I considered a friend at a court appearance and went to one early hearing as an observer. Soon after, I realized I shouldn't have. I always tried to see the good in people, and I misjudged him. I have never spoken with him since. Unimaginable details emerged, and he was later found guilty. To say it as clearly as possible, I do not condone abuse or violence against women, and I empathize with victims of these crimes." This was, of course, she made this statement after the lead singer of the Mars Volta, who was also a Scientologist, a former Scientologist, who then got out of the church.
No such thing.
Got out of the church. His wife was a victim of Danny Masterson. She's, of course, she didn't name him in the clip, but it was Danny Masterson. So this is what that account said. He says, his name's Cedric Bixler. And again, the Mars Volta. So he says, "I'm surprised none of you wrote a letter on Danny Masterson's behalf since your corny ass singer showed up to support him in the prelims. Remember, Emily? Remember how your fellow Scientologist goon squad surrounded one of the Jane Does when she was trying to leave the elevators? The court sheriffs had to escort her away from your awful cult. Remember when we did the purification rundown, Emily? Were you directed to safe point me because of what my wife knew? Why can't you shut your mouth during a detox program where people are going through some rough shit, but your corny ass is singing like an unsupervised child? Is it because you were born in Scientologist? You were born in Scientologist that gets a pass? How do you reconcile the homophobia found in the teachings of the book of Dianetics? Do your fans know about your friend Danny Masterson, your rapist friend?"
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay, so here's my problem with her statement, and because I don't really know, I have not looked into any of this, but here's the problem: is the people that are complaining and trying to cancel you that made you make a statement in the first place. You're never going to satisfy them.
No,
you're never going to you will not be able to get them to stop talking. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do that will make bitter people that are trying to come for you not right. And that crowd does not believe in rule of law. They don't believe redemption. In due process. They don't believe in redemption. It's like saying that same crowd would get mad at a mother for going to the murder trial of her son. Mm-hmm. It's that's still her son. Mm-hmm. She's still going to be there, and let it play out in the courts, which is exactly what she did. It's not like she was his defense attorney or anything.
The same thing was going on. James Marsden, who's, of course, he's famous, really famous now because of the Sonic series, wrote a letter on behalf of one of Brian Peck back in when Quiet on Set came out. It was revealed that back in the day, in 2006, he wrote a letter on the behalf of somebody who committed a horrific crime, which, then people at the movie studio have to start saying, do we limit him in the trailers now? What do you do when this guy is tied to a huge franchise when something he did in 2006 has come to light that's now very, very relevant?
Right.
Right?
It's just, I think she's just dragging herself further into this
by addressing it at all.
This drama. Yeah. I mean, because
people are gonna be mad about with this band and you replacing the person. That's why it's happened in the past. Famously, Joy Division. Also,
I don't know if that's what this is, though.
I mean, it's not the same. It's not the same for sure.
There's other criticisms,
right? But the thing is, when you have a band like that and you have fans like that are so rabid about supporting that band, it doesn't matter who you replace them with.
No, but I don't know if people are mad at her. I think this is a separate issue because there's also a lot of people that are very upset for Linkin Park even getting a new singer
across the board.
Right.
Across
So,
the
but I
board.
think that's a separate criticism to what we're seeing over the Scientology and Danny Masterson stuff. It could be related. Maybe that's what they're
I hate
picking.
Scientology as much as the next guy, man.
But so like you also said, Chester Bennington passed away 7 years ago. How long are they supposed to wait before it's okay to find a new singer?
Don't
Could
know.
anyone answer that question?
Don't know, but I mean, like that's why I brought up Joy Division is because New Order, the band that came after them, didn't use the same name. Totally redid everything as far as their sound and made one of the biggest songs in at least in the '80s, at least at the time, and it's still in history. People still know about it today. You know.
So do you think they should have just changed the name?
I think they did Fort
I
Minor.
agree.
They could have just done something else.
Yeah,
They
but
could've
Fort
changed the
Minor
name
was
and
just
kept
Mike
going.
Shinoda, right?
Yeah,
that wasn't.
It was Mike
that wasn't
Shinoda and someone else. I forget.
Yeah.
Who
I
it
don't.
was, but
Okay, but yes, like the face of the band passed away, but there's like what 6 members of that band.
Yeah.
Like, does that mean like he held the same weight as everyone else in that band? Because
I'm just
they'll
saying.
disagree with that.
I think he did.
Yeah.
But they're going to disagree with
it's
that.
the voice of the
Of
whole.
course.
Right.
It's a lead
right.
man, the front man.
It's
whether,
like when-
whether they
it's
disagree
it's
or
like when
not.
Chris
I
Here's
Cornell
understand.
kind of a counterexample.
It's exactly like
What
It's
is
like
it?
when Chris Cornell died.
Yeah.
Audio Slave.
Yeah, they're not going to really come out. They haven't come out with a new
Now,
album since.
Brett and I were talking about this, and the way they did the reveal was this YouTube live performance, right? And I think that was the wrong, with a bunch of old Linkin Park songs that she ended
That
up
was the wrong
covering.
move.
I think that was the
They
wrong
should've made
move.
new tracks. If they
have new tracks
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
unreleased
Right,
that's
right.
coming. That should have been the reveal. Because I'm not like, listen, I don't know how long you're supposed to wait. Like, how,
It can be done. Journey replaced their lead singer.
It's happened.
They, and
Fleetwood Mac famous replaced.
Yeah, they've
like,
been
a
touring.
million
Yeah, and
people.
no
It's
one
happened.
cares. No one
who's
has
it?
any issue with it.
Haley
It's
Williams.
been done.
Was it Haley Williams Paramore?
So they did
She's had a different cast of characters.
Yeah, but she's
They
still
did
the main voice, though.
Yeah.
She is
The
Paramore.
The
in
voice
reverse.
is the through line.
But there's
to all of
multiple
this.
singers.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. That you said Matt or something or
Mike Shinoda's-
Mike Shinoda. There's multiple singers, and like but I think the PR strategy here flopped. But I don't think they're inherently doing anything wrong. It's a very delicate way to navigate the situation, no matter what you do. And I think they did it the wrong way.
I
But
think so,
like
too.
the new song
I didn't know
doesn't
that.
sound
I didn't
bad.
know
Like
how
she's a
that's
good
been
singer.
done.
She's talented. They give them a similar sound that they're looking to go back to. Right, so they have one single they released that you can find if anyone's in chat is interested in listening. Go on Spotify or Apple Music, YouTube. You can find their single, and it sounds okay. It sounds pretty good.
Does
But
it sound like the old Linkin Park?
it's different. It's a lot more
I'll
melodic.
check it out.
It's
I'll
less
check it out later.
grungy, I would say. I don't know. What do you think, Brett?
It doesn't work for me. I think that her voice. She reminds me of the lead singer of the Distillers.
Don't even know.
It doesn't land for me, but I don't know if her voice is going to hold doing those songs. It would be better off writing new music that caters more to her vocal style.
We got a super chat.
Yep.
Francisco Sanchez Jr. says Emily Armstrong is no Brian Johnson.
I don't know. Like, and again, I don't know if this controversy is going to hurt them at all.
I don't think it's like, I think again this was how they did the release, how they did the announcement, because I feel like they're kind of toting the line right now between two sides. One, is this who you've brought on so you can start performing live again because she has a similar sound to Chester? Like, is this your goal, is to start touring so you can play your old songs that everyone loves and still have a similar sound with a real performer, not a recording? Or are they trying to just make new music again? Because I feel like they're trying to do both things, and it's
maybe focusing on new
need
music
to
would be the
focus
better path. Well,
right.
Chester Bennington's son has responded to this. Chester Bennington's son slams Linkin Park for replacing his late father with new singer Emily Armstrong. He says, "You have betrayed the trust of the fans." He voiced his disapproval via Instagram on Monday, writing a story post that Linkin Park co-founder Mike Shinoda has quietly erased my father's life and legacy in real time during International Suicide Prevention Month.
Oh my God, dude. And this is an example, like if I was anyone in Linkin Park, don't even address this. Don't even address this because this guy's bitter and there's nothing you can say or do that will appease him.
His daughter? You're saying his daughter's bitter?
Whoever just made this
No,
statement?
the son of
That's his
Chester
son.
Bennington.
The son of Chester
sorry, I mean,
Bennington.
his
I think
to
son.
pull out like out of all months
He has
too.
a right to be
out of all
bitter.
months, you want to make new music and
It
get
hits-
on with
it hit
your
close
lives.
to home, man. It's his dad.
I know,
Hits
but like
close home.
but that's what I'm saying. You're never going to make him happy. I'm not saying he's
Like not doing
unjust.
doing it
in
not
his
on
beliefs.
Suicide Prevention Month isn't going to make him any more happy.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
going
a
to
little too,
complain
like,
no matter what.
whatever, boo-hoo.
He was going to
Wah, wah.
complain, and I get
Yeah.
it. But I think if you try to like, if this is a
I
new
just don't know
chapter
what- I
for the
just don't
band, it
understand
needs
why
to be a new chapter. Stop welling.
Right. But why does it have to be a new chapter for the band? Why can't you just do something else?
Because it's their band.
I guess wasn't it Chester's band now? Like,
well, that's what I don't get. And like now they're gonna start saying, like, quantifying who's a real fan and who's not. I'm a fan of Linkin Park.
Every band.
This doesn't bother me, and I get a lot of people will say,
I would never go see this band live.
That's fine.
I just would never. Like, would you?
I don't think they have.
Not anymore.
Well,
Chester died. I don't have any reason to go see it. It's not
That's
the same
what I'm
band.
saying.
their value was never that good to me live anyway.
Here's a $20 super chat from Mr. Moose Knuckle. It says Linkin Park wants to go into a new era so that standard they could. I'm sorry. It's scrolling as I'm going here.
Yeah.
Linkin Park wants to go into a new era so that by that standard they should change their name. Sure, Mike created Linkin Park, but Chester made Linkin Park. Mike knows he can't carry the band. Just look at his solo.
Right.
I think it's
That's
a lot
why
of
he's taking the name.
assumptions.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of assumptions.
I agree.
It's like telling the New England Patriots they can't continue with a new quarterback.
I don't think that's the same thing.
That's kind of the same thing.
No.
You've got a bunch of other mouths to feed that made that organization great. You have a bunch of band people help make this art. You have a bunch of people on the production team to put on amazing shows.
But
and you're casting them
sports
all away.
Sports, by definition, cycles through players as they age.
Like I just
It's not
feel
the same thing.
Like,
It's not.
listen,
Like, Flea was not making tracks anymore. You know, but like it's not exactly like Bowie's not making tracks anymore.
Right.
He's passed away. Like it's not.
Well,
It's
that
not
was
the
a
same
solo.
thing.
It's just
people have died that are part of the Patriots. That the Patriots still are going.
It's like you can't get mad at a business, which is what Linkin Park is.
I would not say that. People are gonna be real mad about that. It is a business enterprise, but I
for
express
doing business. You can disagree with them, but like
guess.
it's their right to continue that brand if they want to.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean people are gonna like it though.
No, I'm not saying
I
they
know
will.
that's advisable for their careers.
Pragmatically,
Yeah.
the question you ask is, given how important Chester Bennington's voice was to the band, is continuing on with a new vocalist, is that in the best interest of the band?
I don't
Or if
think
they're
so,
if they've built enough of there's enough infrastructure built up to make it financially beneficial, that's fine. But are they even worried about the finances at that point, or are they concerned about the legacy of the band?
Again, that's why I keep coming back to this the stunt, the PR stunt that they did with this live performance on YouTube. They flubbed it.
I agree.
Because
That was
I
a
don't
bad
think
idea.
any
I didn't
decision
know about that.
any other decision they made, having a new singer, continuing as Linkin Park, planning new music, potentially planning a new tour,
Right.
none of those are bad decisions, but like the way they went about it was messy.
How they presented
Right.
it.
The way they went about it made it look like it was
Well, then
all
it's
for the
their
money.
PR
But it's
team
also
that
been
should be
7
fired.
years, man. So it's like I'm very torn on like how long are you supposed to wait? How long is enough time to let Chester's name rest in peace? You
Yeah.
know, like
So I guess yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I would push back against that is Fort Minor was very much tied to Linkin Park, and people realized Fort Minor was part of Linkin Park legacy. And if Linkin Park went to another project, I'm gonna go listen to that album. I'm gonna give them the time of day. I'm gonna give them a shot. If it's good, like I think it would be like all 6 of those other, like all 5 of those other
Right.
guys would have been. It's good.
Why
I'm
would
gonna start listening? I'm gonna
Why
add it to
would they
my
change
stuff.
the name though? I don't understand.
Because they just
If it was
respect
2
things.
guys, I get it, but it was a
different,
big
and it's-
ensemble.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes. There's different things in music. Like some people think that like in different music fans. Some people really believe in like the ethos of the music, and other people look at it like, hey, I'm making money. I'm trying to stack paper here. Like there's different ways to go about music. I think Linkin Park, unfortunately for them in this situation, had a lot of the diehard fans from the '90s who are more about the DIY effort. That there's this there's bigger thing going on than just the band is a vehicle to making money and
There's
becoming famous. You know what I
someone
mean?
chatted in saying Mike addressed a possible name change in an interview recently.
Oh,
He
okay.
said that
Nice.
the album they wrote felt like a Linkin Park album, so they didn't change it.
Feels like
That
a
was
left
why.
brain versus right brain argument for all of this. Like,
That's
look,
what I'm saying.
the business side is going to say there is a lot of value attached to that name.
Yep.
There's record sales, there's venues, all of this tied to the band name. The second you change it, it affects the financial
100%.
underpinnings of it. So the question is, how much do you value the new art that you're willing to start from scratch with the new project? They've decided they wouldn't, but that doesn't mean that the fans who are questioning it are wrong. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.